The nominations have just been cast and there's already a big controversy hitting one of the presidential candidates for the Congress party, that's Shashi Tharoor. His manifesto for the election shows a distorted map of India. Part of Jammu and Kashmir has been omitted in the picture that has been used of India's map in Shashi Tharoor's manifesto. This, of course, is hardly the kind of beginning that Shashi Tharoor would have looked at. And, of course, represents the Congress party very badly. There's been members of the Congress party, but at a lower level, who've in the past have suffered from the same controversy where they've posted maps or used maps that are distorted, part of Jammu and Kashmir, illegally annexed by Pakistan and China, are not part of the map that has been used in his manifesto, and that picture is on your screen. This is, of course, going to play into the hands of the opposition, primarily the BJP, that has been mounting a lot of criticism against the Congress party and its leadership over the years for being anti-India or for policies that have turned out to be anti-India. What can be the excuse or any reasoning behind using the distorted map of India? And that too by someone who's represented India at the UN is frankly a major gaffe. We'll try and get you more reactions on this big controversy hitting one of the Congress presidential candidates, Shashi Tharoor. Now, he has looked as the more sorted Congress candidate because he's met Sonia Gandhi a while ago. It was clear he was going to put in his nomination. He has a manifesto prepared. But what a major gaffe on his part to use the distorted map of India. My colleague Pallavi Ghosh is also joining us. Pallavi, there's no other way to put it. This looks terrible. And this is coming from a man who represented India at the UN.
This is hugely embarrassing. I agree with you. For a man who represented India at the UN, from someone who talks about national interest, national policy, talks about, the British Raj, against the British Raj,
yes,
and says, and in fact, if you listen to his press conference today, he kept on talking about the fact that how India needs to grow up, how India needs to develop, and the Congress party is the only party which can do so. And this will, of course, put a lot of embarrassment for Shashi Tharoor himself, and yet another point to hit back at the Congress party with. We'll have to wait to see whether he tweets out or responds ASAP, because clearly the political opponents of the Congress party, particularly the BJP, will sign a huge point against the Congress during this time.
And Pallavi, frankly speaking, for a document as important as your manifesto, for such a big fight in your life, this is an inexcusable mistake.
Well, the manifesto by its nature should have been vetted, and I guess it has been vetted. There must be an entire team which has done its research and worked upon it, and also the final word would have to be given by Shashi Tharoor himself. So to say that he was completely unaware, he did not notice it, would be unacceptable. There are laws in our country, there are constitutional provisions in our country that make us ensure that India is represented right. So in that sense, also it could land him into a bit of a sticky wicket. If we look at the kind of map which has been put out as a part of his manifesto, Jammu and Kashmir is missing. That entire particular, to be very clear, is actually missing. So it's a map which possibly.
Pallavi, we'll try and sort out that line with you. As Pallavi was very rightly saying, there are portions of Jammu and Kashmir, as I said, that have been illegally annexed by Pakistan and China that are missing. Pallavi, you can hear me now. Please go ahead.
Yeah, that's right. I can hear you now, Shivani. And, because Shashi Tharoor was someone, at least within the Congress party, who always epitomized something which stands for nationalism, national interest. And also, more importantly, when he would speak out against the British Raj, he would talk about how India was shortchanged. So you become a symbol of nationalism. And this coming from someone like Shashi Tharoor, who's erudite, who's very well educated, you cannot shrug it off as being just a mistake. As I said, we have to wait to see what kind of a response really comes in from his office, whether he himself tweets a response to his latest embarrassment to hit not just Mr. Tharoor, but also the Congress party as well.
Yes, I was going to ask you exactly that, Pallavi. This is not going to be restricted to Mr. Tharoor. This is, of course, going to be used by the BJP primarily as the mindset of the Congress party. They've been attacked on precisely these issues in the past as well. And it just reflects so badly on the entire system.
Well, the Bharat Jodo Yatra is going on even as we speak, and the entire purpose of the Bharat Jodo Yatra, to use the words of Rahul Gandhi in the Congress, is to unite the nation. And the Yatra goes from Kanyakumari to Kashmir. And in that context, this narrative has, by the way of the manifesto, again will start making the BJP, the political opponents of the Congress party, to question the yatra. And also question the fact that is the Congress party even serious about nationalism and uniting the nation?
A very serious question you're asking there, Pallavi. It's going to look so terrible on the party. I request you to stay with us. I have RP Singh of the BJP joining us for the first BJP response. RP Singh, distorted map of India on Mr. Tharoor's manifesto.
Well, that's the late policy of the Congress as such. I mean, remember after abrogation of 1735A, what was the statement of Rahul Gandhi? And Mr. Shashi Tharoor is no novice. He is a well-read, literate man. So if he does it, it means he's doing it intendingly, and then nothing in Congress happened without the consent of the High Command. So it's very, very well clear late policy of Congress where they treat Jammu Kashmir as a separate state, and also that they have never been for full mergence of Jammu Kashmir with the nation.
Yeah, and this is, of course, excluding the parks that have been annexed by Pakistan and China. I must clarify on that. The BJP, of course, has made statements, including Amit Shah, the Home Minister, that those parts will be taken back. That's the kind of line you take. Here, you've got a senior Congress leader fighting to be the next president of the Congress party, omitting those parts as if they are not even ours.
Well, they are not aware that the first our party president gave his life for Jammu Kashmir. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee gave his life for Jammu Kashmir, and the 370-35A was abrogated by PM Modi and Amit Shah ji both. And then Amit Shah ji on the floor of the House has said that we have to get back that part which has been annexed by China and by Pakistan during the Congress regime. And also that there was a resolution which was passed in mid-90s where it was by the parliament which categorically stated that the Pakistan-occupied Jammu is part of India only.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. RP Singh, I thank you for joining us. I'm also joined by Kavinder Gupta, who's the former Deputy Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir. Major General retired SP Sinha is also with us. Kavinder Gupta, I'm coming to you first up for your first reaction. Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, China-occupied Kashmir not featuring in Shashi Tharoor's India map.
देखिए, ये सारी जो शशि थरूर ने आज ट्वीट किया है, ये कांग्रेस की मानसिकता को दर्शाता है। कांग्रेस के लोग कभी चाइना में बैठ करके उनके साथ सौदा करते हैं, कोई मणिशंकर जैसे लोग जाके पाकिस्तान में उनसे दया की भीख मांगते हैं। और इनका ये जो करैक्टर है, ये तब से शुरू हुआ था जब नेहरू ने जम्मू कश्मीर को धारा 370 लगा करके शेख अब्दुल्ला को आज जो हालात है उसके हुआ था। डॉक्टर श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी का बलिदान इसके लिए हुआ था, और ये नहीं चाहते थे तब भी उनको जो जिस तरीके से उनका मर्डर किया गया, तो आज तक उसकी ना तो उन्होंने इंक्वायरी होने दी। ये इसकी मानसिकता दर्शाता है कि ये पहले से ही जम्मू कश्मीर को के हित में नहीं है। अब जबकि भारतीय जनता पार्टी का तो यही कहना है कि ये जो पाकिस्तान ऑक्युपाइड कश्मीर है वो भी जम्मू कश्मीर, वो भी भारत का हिस्सा है। तो इससे सारे कांग्रेस के लोग जो ये अपने प्रेसिडेंशियल इलेक्शन के लिए लड़ रहे हैं, उनकी मानसिकता क्या हो सकती है, इससे साफ हमें पता चलता है। इन पर कोई ना तो विश्वास करता है अब देश ने, इसीलिए इनको नकारा है कि इनकी मानसिकता ये।
Well, certainly this is going to be a big setback for the Congress party. Kavinder Gupta, I thank you for joining us. Major General SP Sinha, I'm coming to you. If I have it right, it is illegal to put up a distorted map of India. Do you think Mr. Tharoor should be acted upon?
Actually, it is a disgraceful act on the part of Mr. Shashi Tharoor. I think he needs to be charged by the government, central government, on the act of treason. It is treachery on the part of Shashi Tharoor. Doesn't he know that Maharaja? I think he has no knowledge about history. Hasn't he read Instrument of Accession signed by Maharaja Hari Singh on 26th October 1947, due to which complete Jammu and Kashmir, including Tibet, had become part of India? This Shashi Tharoor